the K to the double E to the T to the E to the R. And I'm sitting here with the G to the Q. And I'm sitting here with a full house with the Michael to the Earl to the Dr. Gooch to the Eddie to the Anthony. And we all fired up. Hello, somebody!
Hello, somebody! Y'all supposed to say hello?
What's up,
somebody? Hey, this is the Unleashed Voice, baby. On AM 990 KWAM Talk Radio out of Memphis, Tennessee. And we are live in the studio. And anytime you want to check out who's on the air, log in to www.relationshipunleashed.com. Follow the link, and you will see us having fun in the studio. But before we begin, I want to tell you the reason for our radio show. We are the soundboard for the LGBTQ community all over. Anybody that can tune in to us, we are your representative. We want to be a soundboard. And also, we have 3 equal principles: education, empowerment, and enrichment. And we hope that during the broadcast of our radio show, that we will cause you to ask more relevant questions about the world around you. I'm so excited to have our friends in the studio. We got Dr. Gooch here. Mm-hmm. And before we begin, we're going to dive into this segment where Davian likes to vent. So, this is called What's on Your Mind? So, what's on your mind, son?
Let's talk about Officer Slam in South Carolina.
Officer who?
Slam. The kids called him Officer Slam.
Oh.
His name was Deputy Ben Fields in South Carolina, and he was fired for the arrest of the young lady. He tossed her and slain her and everything. But I'm going to put the blame on the school.
Okay.
Because there was no reason for Officer Fields to be in that classroom, called to the room to handle incident of a young lady being disruptive with her cell phone or sitting in a chair. The school should have had a better policy in place. They should have called her mama to whoop her boob, and he should not have been in that room doing police work, dealing with a student refusing to put their phone up. So I blame the school. So the school should go on the jackass wall for Officer Ben Fields getting fired.
So what if the school called the parent and the parent didn't, was unable to come?
They didn't call.
Earl, Michael, y'all want to talk about Officer Slam?
I think that it was a horrible situation. I agree with
talking to the bike.
I agree with Davin that there should have been some better procedures, especially given the fact that the young lady's mother had just died in January, mm-hmm. and she's an orphan, mm-hmm. and the fact that the teacher didn't know that, a counselor at the school didn't know mm-hmm. that. There was a better way to handle this situation, mm-hmm. and again, she wasn't opposing him. She sat there quietly, and so I just thought it was a horrible situation to happen.
Mm-hmm. Michael?
I don't disagree. I think the school could have done a better job in handling that situation, but I think the officer could have did a better job too.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, you know me, I love to play devil advocate, so let me play devil advocate for a little bit. So, as a public servant, mm-hmm. you deal with the public.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And when you encounter the public, there are and there will be a lot of instances where you blow your fuse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard. It's hard to refrain, and you have to have a good discipline about yourself when somebody push your button. Because mm-hmm. sometimes it'll take you over. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand it. They don't understand that because you are on the outside looking in. I'm not saying what he did was right. Not at all. I'm just saying, dealing with BS all day long, people gonna blow their fuses. So I think that they probably do need to find a better way to have a management of the students besides the police officer. Because usually police officers and other people in that field, correction officers, they're trained differently to deal with confrontation. Not with a student. So maybe they need to train them to deal with school type confrontation or little children type confrontation. Mm-hmm. I didn't like the way he tossed her across the room, but you could tell he was agitated when he walked in because he probably had a full day that day. Mm-hmm. But the training, sometimes you get burnt out really quick, and then we want to take it back, but you can't take it back because it's too late now.
Right.
And I think it was some kids that protested his firing, and they sat out that day. And there was a lot of kids that said that he has a habit of doing this. Now, I remember when I was in school, my principal walked through the hall with a long wood paddle, and would pop you with that paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you weren't in class.
Strapped to.
That was in the 40s.
No, that wasn't.
That was mist off color purple.
Hey,
We sick.
I remember coming up to your school, they had you jacked up.
Lucia! Yeah, the man name was Reverend Jones, beating our tail in school.
And I told him to beat it. If they call me, whoop him. Because you got a whooping at school.
And I think it should be accountability on both sides. And I think that we all have to learn how to, have some type of self-discipline. Because I remember growing up in school, I remember the guy that was on the football team with me when we were in junior high school, he was cutting up in the art class. And his dad was called, and his dad came down there and took a belt and whooped him all throughout the school.
I did that to David.
And it was an example, and people didn't cut up after that, And people have no respect for teachers, authority, their elders. It's not like when we were growing up, and times have changed so bad.
Well, back to this incident, you got to remember what Earl said, and I read this. The young lady didn't have her mother. So we got other contributing factors that may have played into this, and like he said, no one in the school knew this.
Right.
And so that's a major piece of the puzzle that's missing.
Right.
So I understand that, but again, I think that accountability could be on her part too, because how would the school have known if she didn't say,
How old was
something?
Like 14.
14.
Maybe, 14.
She probably hadn't developed her coping skills yet, and to go in and talk about it. And somebody from her family should have called.
Yeah.
To let the school know that she might be withdrawn, or she need counseling or something like that. Somebody, an adult in her family, may have should have told them that. Well, how long had her mom died?
In January.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's still dealing with grief right now.
Probably.
So, it's a lot going on, especially with
Puberty,
14-year-old.
teenager. But I think he did handle it wrong.
Yeah.
I think he did handle it wrong. But I remember, however long ago you said it was, mister, I came up to your school, baby, ready to box.
Okay, new subject. We have history in the studio today.
Are you ready today to box?
Yeah.
We have the first married couple in Louisiana
That's correct.
Yeah.
in the house today.
Yes.
You want to introduce yourself before our first break?
Sure, my name is Michael Benjamin Robinson.
And my name is Earl Nucius Benjamin Robinson.
Okay. So, what's the lady name in Kentucky? Kim Davis and Marion, did you? And we have the senior pastor, Cathedral Praise Church of Memphis Incorporated in the house. Want to introduce yourself?
Hello world, I'm Dr. Gooch.
And we have our new Mr. Anthony in the back. What's up?
What's up now?
Hey, we the wild crew. They
Yeah, they didn't.
We are the livest show on KWAM 990 Talk Radio.
Yeah, y'all got a lot of energy.
They should have warned you, baby. They should have warned you. It's going down.
Well, we're going to have a great show today. We're going to talk about a little spiritual warfare. We're going to talk about the marriage, the process you guys went through.
We had a good conversation downstairs. I want them to tell what's going on in Louisiana and the impact that is being done for the LGBTQ community down there in Louisiana. So they have a wealth of information in the studio right here. So we're going to take you all vicariously around the world, what's going on, so you can stay informed.
And Eddie has his costume on. Happy Halloween, Eddie.
Eddie said he's not going to take it today.
He in draft today. Well, it's 5:15. It's our first pause for the cause. We'll be back. This is the livest show on KWAM 990 Talk Radio. This is the unleashed voice for the LGBTQ community. We'll be right back. Happy Halloween. I'm doing drag tonight.